Oh, hey, when we're live.
All right. Uh, Welcome to the virtual brown bag. So this is our weekly meetup when a bunch of developers talk about whatever it is the developers talk about. Um, uh,
How much awesome software development they've been doing, and
that's
how
right.
if you just leave us alone, we can do so much more work.
A reminder on how this works. There is two links. The meeting.virtual brown bag link is for people to observe, and they can ask questions via QA. If you want to actually participate in the meeting, you are welcome to do so. We just ask that you join the Slack and get the link from there. Um, also keep in mind that this meeting is automatically recorded and uploaded to YouTube, so don't share anything that'll get you in trouble with an employer, etc. So what's up, JB? How's it going?
Oh man, busy. Doing a lot of writing of stuff, some content for things. Hopefully, I might be getting some paid gigs to do that. That'll be kind of fun. Um,
Okay. All right.
I've had a couple pairing sessions or group coding sessions that getting more firm in terms of like the scheduling.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be sharing more of that when the times are right for it. But the general idea is like one had this morning. We'll see how it goes. But developers getting together, the people you might know, and coding a Unity game and
That's fun.
establishing that we're terrible at math and have no idea what the hell they're talking
Oh,
about.
I did some of that.
Yeah.
Um, in the meantime, remember about a month and 2 months ago, I showed the Jim library. There's just kind of some ideas I've been playing around with. So I'm getting close to going 1.0 on that, and really fleshing out some of the concepts. Wrote up a bunch of documentation and demos on it this weekend. I'm actually presenting it to our local functional programming user group today, which I'm all sorts of nervous about, but it'll be fun.
Yeah, why would you be nervous? What's
Oh, because it's a functional programming group. Those people are crazy smart.
I mean, you have to just say monad or something and distract them.
No, they know better.
Just say something like, "Can you explain tail recursion?"
Yeah,
and then leave the room.
yeah. If they can't explain it, they're not allowed in the room to begin with. Um, so that's what I've been doing. I guess once I get a little, you wanted to do some uh, pairing on React and testing on this, right?
Yeah,
Um,
I was going to showcase. I have a little demo project, and don't expect this to be a fully polished thing. Like Andy did a good job last week having a polished thing put together. Mine isn't polished; it's just some code, and we sort of get walk through it together. And if you don't know React and you don't know Redux, it's a chance for you to follow along and see how we're testing it and open up other ideas. So yeah.
Yeah, and well, I guess before we do that, does anyone else have anything else that they would like to share? Because we can certainly make time, or we can launch into it.
Yeah, we can just jump around, look at all sorts of different things.
All right, let's go then.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh, we have some comments on here too, so let's take that.
yeah. Kind of.
Yeah.
Not,
Andy's chatting here. He's busy eating lunch and stuff.
yeah. All right. Well, you want
Yeah, I'm
to
sharing my screen. Let's see, make sure everything is cool. Yeah, that looks good. Well, good is a bit of a stretch. It is acceptable.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so this project is actually on the GitHubs. I'll share the link. And its the whole purpose is nothing but to demonstrate using React and Redux and how to write tests and just hack on things. I call this VB Redux, and the idea is that it could potentially be a VB app, but I'm 95% sure that this will never be hosted anywhere or be used besides teaching. Our stuff that we need to do is just not that complicated. But we can do some stuff, and we can then show how it works. So to start this bad boy up, we look at our scripts and go, oh, hey, look, there's a little start script. Let's just start this guy right now. Get a little Webpack dev server going. So I'm by no means a Webpack expert, but this is me hacking. I put this together, which is I think is accomplished for anybody. Like no one has a predefined Webpack. Everyone just builds their own because that's a JavaScript way. let's all rebuild our own things. Because if my opinion's different than yours, George, instead of helping make us a merge of an awesome idea, I'll just do something completely different.
Sure.
That's how we do things. Make a micro library. It's kind of like a microaggression against the community public at large. So, yeah, look at the awesome UI that I built together. Yeah, using semantic UI because I was like, why not? We see here we have a suggestions, and I just use George's suggestion thing as I would like to give a talk on Webpack. And, oh, hey, look, there's it right here on the bottom. See how amazing that is? Now let's sort of walk through how the system is built together, and then we can take a look at some of the tests. All right, so the routes. If we go here, index, this is what Webpack is told to start. So it goes and starts loading up this stuff. The provider is the data source around for Redux. This is where it's going to have all the reducer and give us all that wonderful data that we're going to be listening to and watching changes for. And then, of course, we put in our router. And the router gets all its routes from this guy. So we saw here that my index route is an awesome Hello World page. And then we have suggestions and new, and I had about there, but I guess I don't even have a link for it. That's how terrible I am. So if we look under suggestions.
Sorry, could I ask a question?
Yeah.
I've never used React Router. Why is it in HTML and not just JavaScript? Sorry.
I know, right?
JSX is cool, people.
Okay, never mind. Okay, got it.
I don't know. It just is.
You don't have to use it with JSX. I agree. It's really, really weird to just stick it in JSX. But basically, what that is doing is it's just creating those objects. Honestly,
it's trying to be declarative.
Yeah, kinda. I don't know. But but all that is it's creating those objects with those properties. There's not a lot more to it than that.
Yeah, I never really thought about it, honestly.
Yeah, it was a totally weird decision on their part to make it even part of the component stuff. But whatever.
I was just curious.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe it's a good idea. Maybe it's a great idea, actually.
Nah. If you do React create factory on any of those, you can use them like regular methods, and then it just it's whatever.
It works. That's me. Like, I'm like, if it works, cool, whatever, moving on. But yeah, so obviously the routes, they can be nested. If you can see here that I have a parent component called app, and the index route is associated with the parent component. So Hello World can be different, but app is actually hosting everything. This is helpful for things like, hey, you should be required to log in to see this page. These parent routes are good for that. I have no login, so not a problem.
Mm-hmm.
So let's look at suggestions. So this is a suggestions page. Look here. I call these pages. I've seen the term containers, and I think the general idea for Redux is a container is a component that is connected to state and actions, and then everything else sort of just components. I changed it from my point of view. I put pages because these are like I'm going to view it almost like breadcrumbs for the developers coming in behind me that they can look at the routes, and I would like the pages to match the structure of the routes in my app, just sort of to help identify things. And then components are just everything else that don't have their own page. And I think components can connect to state and stuff if you want. That's how I just view things. But again, I'm not a Redux React expert. I'm just doing what I do. So here's the suggestions component. I'm obviously using the Babel ES6 syntax in terms of class and extending the component. Here you set up your prop types, and I've got an array of suggestions, and then I have a function called getSuggestions. That is an action that we call. So when the component is mounted, we call getSuggestions. So that fires off. Let's take a look at the action. So inside actions, we have getSuggestion. And getSuggestions is using Redux Thunk. And so with Redux Thunk, we can return a function, and the first parameter is dispatch. This allows us to dispatch further actions. And
Any reason you don't use arrow functions here?
where?
Just here, it would look a lot nicer. You do export, get suggestions, arrow, arrow.
I could, but then yeah, because George, I am old school and like I'm still a lot of these times I'm like forcing myself to use this new syntax because I'm just like I'm already halfway typing function. So we can refactor. Let's walk through this and then we can run the test and then we can refactor it and make sure we didn't break anything.
Sure.
Yeah, see, tests are good stuff. Move API out to its own little library, so we call it get suggestions. So in the API, we actually using Firebase for this one because I didn't want to write a backend. I set up a get suggestions, and then I tell Firebase, hey, give me the suggestions, yo, and then return all that stuff. Why was this guy giving me sass? What's wrong with Visual Studio Code? Tell me. Never reassign, use constants. Okay. Fine. So I'm not a Firebase expert either, but obviously the important part of this is that Firebase or any API or any of that stuff is completely encapsulated inside these little functions, so that I can then, as you go show in the test, I can mock these calls, and I don't have to hit an API to get data back, and everything else can be tested fine. So that will return back. This will resolve my suggestions, which will then come back here, which will resolve this promise, which will then, oh wait, not this one, this one right here, which will resolve this promise, and then I'll dispatch an action called got suggestions with the data, which will then be listened to by my reducer, which will, hey, you got suggestions, that's awesome, and sticks suggestions onto the state. And when that happens, we go to our suggestions page. I'm listening to the VVV state, and I'm listening specifically for the suggestions part. So when I render, I can say, hey, give me these suggestions. Wait, go here. So when I render, and I say, hey, render all the suggestions, I get the suggestions for my props, which are getting it from the state, and then I create a list item for each one of them. That is the whole connection. Cool, right?
Ooh.
It seems complex, but actually has a nice flow to it. I really like it. That's one reason why I like React and Redux. It makes a lot of sense to me. I'm helping some other people learn, and it's sort of a different take because they're used to sort of Ember-ish things, I guess, and so there's some differences. So let's take a look at the test. So under test page suggestions, actually here, Yes, I saw my friend just send a message. He needs the Brown Brag link. Let me hook him up. All right. So to do the tests, we take a look here. Let's run our tests. We can say npm tests. I'm using Mocha, and then for the web page stuff, I'm using JS DOM. I like that structure more because Karma and Phantom.js and all that Jasmine stuff, like it just feels like a whole lot of baggage and complexity that I'm not really happy with. Because Phantom.js, I've never really had the love part of the love-hate relationship. Because what it does is it throws you those JavaScript errors, like a parse error, and then doesn't bother to tell you where that parse error is and says a little, good luck. Find out where I can't parse your JavaScript and everyone else can.
Wait, what? I feel like I've seen it do stack traces before.
Dude, I have not. Like maybe the later ones. I think the later Phantom.js has, but the one I have, no, man. Like the one something or another, it just says parse error, and you're like, where? Like, I don't know. You're like, dude, I got hundreds of thousands of lines of JavaScript, and you want to tell me because you have one problem somewhere. All right, so while this is really cool, let's kind of walk through some stuff here. So I made some helper methods that I use, and I'm not 100% on the way I'm doing this, so open to people's suggestions on whether they like it or not. But one of which I can call mock API. So if we go down to our setup, or support, what I do is I'm using promise, and I'm using expect, and I can spy on the API object and method, and then I can get return to promise, and I'm actually using mock promises here.
Okay, so you're not using actual promises, right?
Right. So I'm using mock promises, and what you can do is you add all these promises, and they get them all queued up, and then inside here you call execute promise, and that will, like, basically I'm queuing up as like, okay, when this happens, call this. When this happens, call this. When this happens, call this. And it's like, and go, and it will then execute on all the promises.
Any particular reason? Oh wait, mock API. Wait a second. Oh, this isn't your test, right?
No, this is my support class.
So wait a second. Okay, but right here when you do promise, that's only within the scope of. So you're not doing global.promise equals mock promise. I can't mock promise.
No, just right. Well, yeah, it is because this is set in the global. Yeah.
I don't think that's the way it works. I think if you view up a promise from another file, yeah, because I just went through this. I went through this a couple of weeks ago in testing GemGen. I actually had to do global.promise to
affect it. Okay.
Yeah. So that might not be doing what you think it's doing.
That answers a lot of my questions in terms of things. I don't think most things do what I think it should do.
Yeah. In its usage, any reason why you attached it to this as opposed to just having it be a regular method, a regular function?
That's one I'm not 100% on. And I've gone back and forth. Well, one reason why I like it with this is otherwise, like, I feel like I would want to do something like this, where I'd want to take each of the functions that I want to use out and then call it that way. But I don't know. And also, I am using.
Are you saying because
I'm lazy?
It allows you to be lazy. You can still be just as lazy.
Yes, I'm lazy. But then also, I am using some state inside there. So, like, yay or nay, because to me, the Mocha tests do have that as a state. Like, you can set this as like some variables inside this and then access it inside them. So I kind of was embracing that, and so yeah, it's exploring different things, and I kind of like the structure of it because to me, JavaScript tests can get messy, and a lot of the helper things is trying to get it where you can read it more, like, so it's easy for you to go like, oh, that's not that bad, like instead of basically hiding all the ugly code.
Okay.
And so yeah, I'm not 100% because also the binding down here, you have to remember to do that, and I don't know.
Okay. Wait. So why do you need the binding?
To bind this, so that this is.
And at that point, just freaking pass it. Wait. So, okay. Now I am confused because you're binding this to support. Well, in that case, why can't you just pass it in as a regular parameter then?
Regular parameter where?
I mean, in this case, into the function. You instead of this, you could put in you pass state, and then
right here.
No, well, like okay, look, if you're doing it, if this is the way you're doing it,
yeah.
I would actually probably do it with like a function decorator or something like that. But even here, like let's say you're here's how you get rid of this keyword entirely here. And it's fundamentally exactly the same. So let's say you pass into the function on line 7, like state or test or something like that, right?
Okay.
Yeah. So a word test, and then everywhere where it says this, you change it to test, and then in your bind, you say bind null, comma support.setup. That would do the same exact thing, and then you're not using this. But I mean, like, also, I think you get away from the entire thing if you just have a wrapper for describe, or the function inside of it that does that.
Yeah, I thought about doing that, like a wrapper around, like a different describe, like, and so that you can get rid of that and remember how this is, because otherwise you have to remember to call that every time. But yeah. But in terms of this, like, I have no, like, I normally wouldn't use this in terms of my normal JavaScript code, but then here inside here, I kind of feel like it's okay, but I think I might have a lot of bias in terms of writing tests in other languages that I sort of experience.
And then the thing that you could do is if you took it as a regular parameter, you could deconstructed directly in the parameter list.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I will experiment with that and see if I like it. But anyway, so I can call mock API, and so inside here I can mock the get suggestions, and I can return the actual data that I want to return. So I don't need to call Firebase, and I don't have to like call an actual API, and I can render on my component without doing any of that stuff. I then can expect on these, so I can watch the mock and make sure, hey, they get called. And also, what's cool about Redux is that the Redux has a state for the entire app. So I can actually see for the entire app, I can actually debug the state. So I like that part because then I can actually say, hey, not only you get suggestions, but when I get the suggestions, I should update the state of my app to put that in an array. And I was looking to see, I have an example, but I haven't found the code yet, but like you can actually render component to HTML as well and look at the HTML. So that was the part I was getting to right before the brown bag started kicking up because I was trying to remember where the hell I had that there. Okay, there we go. Let's see if we can get that part there. Live coding craziness. Should render suggestions in HTML. I was working on render HTML function.
Mm-hmm.
Was console log this guy. And what we'll do here is I have npm test, but also if you look under here, I have a little npm will test watch script here. So that guy can be running the entire time we're making these changes.
Wait, where's dash dash watch coming from? What's providing that?
Mocha.
Oh.
I don't know why that dash dash is there.
No, yeah, I remember this. Because, no, you probably do need that. Is it going to run without it?
Oh, hey, did not like it.
No, but that's because render HTML is not a function.
No, but this part blowing up down here. Well,
yeah, right. Yeah, so you probably do need that dash dash. I've done this before. It's so you have something like, it depends on what library the watcher is using. Because I've used it manually before, and yeah, that's the syntax for one of the popular watching libraries.
Okay.
Yeah. And when we talk about watching libraries, that just means something that does something when files change. In this case, it's just running tests.
So there's a method called render to static markup from React DOM server. And then we need to pass in the element, the component, and I have here rendered component. Let's see if this will work. In my example, I was calling it directly.
So that's another place where really, we're really using arrow functions could be a good idea as well. Right.
Where arrow functions?
Well, right here, render HTML. You wouldn't need the return keyword. You wouldn't need to occupy 3 lines. It would just be 1 line.
Oh, I don't know, dude. This 3 lines is very nice, though. It's very comfortable.
You can have your spacing.
Hey, as it is, yeah, as it is. How do you feel about this versus spacing here?
Whatever. I mean, honestly, I optimize. I don't like vertical space except for when I specifically am using it to communicate something. So I'll put vertical space between stuff when they are conceptually different, but I'll group thing. But otherwise, I don't. I want to be able. Code flows downward, so you want as much downward space as possible. Like back before when I was using a desktop, I would always use a rotated monitor for that reason, because code flows downward.
Yeah. Obviously, that's how my thing's set up. There we go. So there we go. Render static markup we have here.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a library that I follow this one guy who's showing the HTML stuff, and he was using, it's called Cheerio. I kind of liked it. It was kind of cool. It basically like lets you get a lot of sort of a jQuery syntax around this stuff.
Alright.
Let's see, that's sort of ugly with it, but let's see what we can do with it.
Well, but you're just console logging it, so that's fine.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Oh, here, let me get.
You wasn't selected from the HTML, right?
Oh, mama, come on.
No, wouldn't it be $.find in this case?
Right, but can't I do that for like just normal jQuery selector?
Because it's not a function, it's an object.
Yeah, see,
so it'd be
like,
$.find.
it looks just like it, but
it's
not.
It's not a jQuery. Well, no, but it is. When you get a jQuery element, you can't invoke that either.
Oh, I know what's going on.
Yeah, it's what I'm saying. That's what's going on.
No. Hold up for 2 seconds. 2 seconds. Load. There we go. See that?
Okay, so that just loads a jQuery style interface around
Yes.
the whole thing.
Exactly.
Okay, but otherwise it was just you would just do $.find, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Li, and let's take a look at our suggestions. So we have this list item, and we have .content. So let's see if we can get the inside of that. Content.
If it's a jQuery style interface, it is HTML as the function.
Okay.
HTML is a function, so you invoke it.
Hey, there you go. So we can change this to say, what do you want to say instead of that? JavaScript is hard. It's become increasing, as you can see here, or whatever. I jump to so many languages that when I jump into any of them, it's like, you're like an idiot inside here. I'm like, yes, because I'm an idiot in 5 billion languages, so I don't remember everything. We were doing some C# earlier for the Unity stuff, and it was like, don't you remember how to create an array in C#? And I was like, no.
In fairness, the Unity C# is barely C#. Like they have coroutines. I was like, oh, this is awesome. I can do whatever with generators. I was like, no. It's just a very specific like toy thing, and you can't do any of the cool stuff that you want to do with it.
It's like, your double quotes are stupid. I'm like, yeah, I want to see how far you get with single quotes in Elixir. There we go. Hey, there's our test. Ta-da! See? It's freaking cool. See, I even know what the hell I'm doing, but I make it look easy. So you can make a mock call, and so it completely take away your actual talking to your API. You can then test to see that, hey, the call happens. You can then test to see what the state of the app is at the end, which is awesome because that lets you test the nuts and bolts of what's actually going on in the back, because technically your components are just watching state to render correctly. But then you can also go take a look at the component that you rendered, the actual HTML, and make sure that the HTML is exactly what you wanted. And so, boom, mic drop.
All right, so I think it's worth pointing out that we're not doing test-driven development here. We're doing test after, but it's still.
We can do test-driven development. You want to? Is that what I heard you say, George?
Let's do it. Well, I mean, that's what we had been talking about.
Sure. Okay. So let's. I want to do a page, and it's going to show the videos that we have in our system. That's going to be a little bit complicated. We have 30 minutes, but we can at least try. We can do the testing. How about that?
Okay. Yeah.
So we're going to have a videos page, and we'll call this get videos tests. And we're going to do the awesome programming technique of copy and paste so that we'll just get rid of this so we can at least start with blankness. Videos. All right. So let's say it should make an API request to get videos. All right. And now we'll have to remember my support call. What did I say? Oh, expect API call, and you say what method. So we say, hey, this should expect an API call, and him get videos. The watcher is terrible at adding files.
Yeah.
There we go. Now we got our first red. It's like, dude, there's no such thing as videos. All right, let's go to our pages. Let's make that guy. Let's see how good I am at remembering how to make React components. And React.component. Sure, it's gonna be like, dude, even React. And we'll make a render function because I'm pretty sure it's gonna want you to render something. Okay. Let's see. All right. What did I mess up? Test pages, videos. Let's see what I put inside there. Oh, so it's pages, videos, spelling is good. Export default source pages. All right, what did I mess up here, guys? Do you see anything I messed up? Because when I do this, I get a little red thing, but Visual Studio Code is not helping me out here. That looks valid to me.
Wait, so what's going on?
It's not finding this file, and I'm wondering where I messed it up. I'm going to double check the spelling. Export default class.
Wait, you're not returning anything. Return null.
You can't put just an empty blank or thing or whatever?
Well, that would be undefined, and I'm not sure what the deal is with that exactly. Cannot find module, but if it can't find module, you're having a different issue than that, right? Make sure.
So normally I was checking to see if, okay, maybe the problem is like it's just not even compiling. That's why I was checking to see.
So, but videos.js is under pages, and
right.
How's it being included? I think did you spell it correctly?
Yeah, that's what I'm checking to see. That's spelled V-I-D-E-O-E-S. Videos?
Yes.
That looks good. That looks good. So the way this is how it's resolving, so it might look a little weird because this thing is
wait,
like, hey,
no,
why?
But no, it is spelled wrong. That's not how you spell videos.
Well, how do you spell videos then?
Oh, I guess that is how you wrote it. There wouldn't be that second E.
All right, so let's get that. I can't spell. Spelling's hard.
So then you would rename this file, I guess. But that doesn't.
This is a watcher problem.
Yeah.
Hey.
Now, I will also note that this is like a little bit of a fundamental difference in your understanding of how you do testing and how I do testing. Like in this case, I probably wouldn't bother to test the darn thing at all, because this is, simply making an API call or just get some data, show some data is not business logic that I care about testing. It's perfectly straightforward to just write. And in my case, the objection would be like, yeah, but this test will break if like if now we're doing two API calls instead of one API call. So if there was business logic behind it, I probably wouldn't test the API call directly. I would stub it out and then just test the effects of whatever logic it is I'm taking. So they're just, if you guys remember me talking about, TDD, slightly different approaches to it.
I guess I view it as a testing code because you write the code, it should be tested. Because there's a lot of other places it could go wrong.
You write logic, yeah, but I mean, you're not.
If you wrote your render function and your render function had a fault in it and it blew up because it was expecting a property that wasn't there, or if it was a value that actually causes it to blow up, so it might not seem like value, but you add a bunch of it, it becomes a lot.
No, you're not wrong, but I think me and you find the value proposition of testing different value propositions of testing. So you value having it after the fact, kind of having the test suite there to be probably the biggest benefit, whereas I value the actual driving of design of complex business logic is to me the biggest benefit, and the after the fact testability is secondary. So I think both of our positions make sense given that we have different value propositions from it.
Right. So on the videos, let's have one called, what do we call it, Cycle.js. And then we'll just another one. Call this feature GymGen, right? Video. And we'll just now test this and see, hey, how's it going? It goes, uh-oh.
Yeah, I think many people miss out on letting the tests guide your design. They just use it for like a safety net afterwards.
Yeah. And I mean, that's not bad also. Again, they're just different value propositions, and I guess in a future video I can kind of show my style a little more too.
So for this situation, you would write 0 tests because there's no business logic.
There's no business logic. I probably wouldn't bother. Yeah, it's just wiring stuff. Because I mean, I think the integration tests and like automation tests are still perfectly valid, even though I don't bother writing those either usually. But that level of tests would catch a lot of the stuff all the stuff that you're talking about. But and the chances of me making a mistake in that sort of stuff versus the feedback cycle of me actually having to refresh a page and check it, that's fine for me. But then again, okay, can we do that one with arrow functions?
Okay.
All right.
But technically, he's not being called, but we're just mocking him out.
No, I know, but.
Okay, so how would you want to do this?
So export const get videos. Const get videos equals open close parens arrow open close. I'm sorry. Oh, you just need arrow new promise. That's it. You don't need the return. You don't need the final brace. There you go. You don't need the word reject.
I like that in there, even though you don't need, because it's just sort of the Elixir. I would do something like that.
What does that indicate in Elixir?
You're just like not needed, like because you can do this as it matches anything.
Right.
Here it lets you say, hey, I'm not using it here, but this is what it is.
Yeah. Okay. But so why isn't it this case it's a function that returns a function? I thought that's what you said the actions were.
This is the API call.
Oh, this is just a regular API. Okay, so this isn't the action.
Yeah.
Okay. And
so now we can see here, hey, the spy was not called, and now we need to get outside. So I was going backwards with it. Get videos.
No, const get videos. No, it's seriously, because I think where it's a function returning a function, that's where it ends up being nice. Because now you do arrow, and then again, don't do a return, just do arrow arrow or arrow dispatch, right? So get rid of your curly brace and bring dispatch up to the next line. And
Oh my god.
and no, well, this is nice because this is like, and then you don't need the curly braces either because you're just going to have a single line there.
Give me 1 second.
Yeah.
Do my way and then we'll.
Yeah.
As is, this part already messes me up. Where you just like the object.
And that's honestly, there's a couple of nice things about that. And also remember, you're spelling get videos wrong again. Get videos is still spelled wrong. This is actually a lot closer to the actual notation that functional programming uses. Right, because for them, once a function returns a function, it's arrow arrow, and that's what you're doing here.
All right. Now we want to simplify this too, right? We can probably simplify this further, or is this good?
Yeah. You can get rid of the braces on line 28 and 27, and then the closing braces for them as well. So 33 and 34, and then the braces on line 27. You can get rid of that. Right? No, you need the object braces. Yeah. Even bring it up. You can even bring. Yeah.
You can.
You don't actually. I mean, you can use the semicolon. You don't super need it, honestly. And honestly, at the point where this is all you're doing, like I'd probably wrap the whole thing in, so you would just only be passing in something like get videos, and got videos, because all of them seem to be
Following up similar.
Pretty much exactly the same otherwise.
There's another thing called action promises or redux promises that I was going to take a look at and cleaning that stuff up. Here, let me pull that up so we can show that. Redux promise. So you'd be able to do that. But I have not played around with it, so I guess we can figure that we can get this working, and then we can try that out and see if it. You like everything having in one line. You're saving the planet one line of code.
So yeah, I don't think I do think that when it's not, because look at the one above it. You've got 4 lines just for freaking closing braces, and what does that get you? That's you've got at the bottom of it. You've got 4 lines of only ceremony. So I would criticize and say like that is unnecessary. But at the same time, yeah, like line 28 is kind of weird too, because you have to scan through API. That doesn't matter. Get videos is what you care about. Scan through to got videos is what you care about, and to videos is what you care about. So I would probably refactor it a little further to make it just so it was just the 3 things that are different and stand out.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I'm picking up what we're putting down there. All right. But see, first to get it to work, and then I get it clean. So now it should still blow up because I spy on get video because I misspelled the tests. And because I'm stupid and keep on misspelling things. So he should definitely see if we can get the watch to work. Alright, so the spy is not called. That's exactly what we would expect. Now we need to wire up our little component to listen for that. And so I'm just going to copy this because decorators I can use, but I don't understand. And we need to get the bind action creator from Redux. Now we need to set our function, what you call it, get videos, which is a React.prop types. types or prop type, right?
I don't know. I don't do that. I think it's types, but I like I said, I don't use prop types. I shift all of the props, and actually I think that that's the way it works. If you have only a single function, so I was doing this. I wrote some libraries to do this way back, and apparently then React copied me and did that for the main library. But realistically, they're just like that was the direction they were going anyway. So there's this. I use simplified components most of the time, which is just a function which passes props in as the first parameter, and you can just use object destructuring on that. And in that case, you don't really need any of that.
Okay. Okay, so component to mount, right? That's the one we should be listening to.
Mm.
Call get videos. See here where spy is not called. Let's double check that we're getting all that stuff set up right. So we're mocking the API call. We mock that. Videos, we could look inside our action. Get videos, calls there. Let's make sure that we're... Hi. See, it's not going inside there.
What is this complaining about? Oh no, well, so that's not going to work because now you have multi-line if you have console.log. So
That's why we do this. So I can have any multi-line I want. Even then, like I'm not sure about this. Will the get videos be exported out?
yeah, that's exactly how it works.
Okay. And why aren't we getting called?
All right. Telling you, it works.
That's why get it to work, and then we can refactor this thing.
It's probably because you spelled videos wrong again.
Oh my god. Export. Oh, dude. I know it's not going to be, I guarantee you, but it's messing me up because I'm like, well, what's going on?
Then there's no equals and not arrow. Yeah. No arrow either.
All right. Now I feel at least comfortable.
I mean, it's complaining about the high. Why is it complaining about that?
That's just because it's double quotes, because it doesn't like double quotes.
Oh, you need to fix your ESLint settings.
All right. So export function, get videos. That should call inside there. Oh, you know why? You totally need to render your component. Otherwise, it's not going to do. Execute promises.
Me and my crazy syntax.
Yes, your crazy syntax was wrong, but we're gonna blame everything else. How about that? There we go. There we go. Now let's refactor that back to awesomeness of him with his. He's equal to a function that's equal to this. It's another double arrow.
Open close parens double arrow, yeah. Or dispatch, right? And the second one takes the word dispatch.
Oh, so this one takes dispatch?
Yeah. And you don't actually need the parens if it's a single parameter. Yep, now you can get rid of console high and get rid of lines 20. Yep, there you go.
There we go.
Although it's still complaining about something.
Now it's like,
yeah.
No, you need to export. No, yeah,
what is it complaining about?
Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes if they just do the code, like the
Is it running ESLint? Is that what it's running?
Yeah. But like the tooltip doesn't pop up as rapidly as I like. Adam's a little bit better with that.
Yeah, I'm actually Adam is just dirt slow for me though, which I'm kind of bummed.
Should add videos. That's neat. How about that? Alright, so we see here we don't have any videos right now, so let's go back to our reducer. With it, we had what got videos, and here we return state and equal to state or action.video. Oh, that's what I did there. Okay. Seems reasonable.
Hmm. Why are you doing the state equals initial state stuff in on line 6? That's kind of weird. I mean, so you're
That was
just
a pattern I saw someone else do, and it seemed to make sense. You give it a name.
Oh, so if nothing else is passed
Yeah.
in, we'll use that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
All right, cool.
So doing it in line.
So now we see that's set there. And now let's get the count on it. We passed in, what, 2. So we would expect this assert equal state.videos.length to be equal to 2.
Yeah. In the chat, Seth is saying that turn.js helps with variable completion.
Turn.js?
TERN. Yeah.
Like this?
I guess. Use it. No, wait. That's
like a
that's
terminal.
with an M. With an N. Like,
oh, like a bird.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Well, now we learned something new. This is the point of this program.
Yeah.
Here's cool stuff about like that. Length of undefined your mom. Oh, because it's BBB. Also, hey, we got something going on here because we expected 2, or we expected 2 to equal, expected 1 to equal 2. So our videos is, even though we're returning an array here, is not being set as an array, which is weird. So let's take a look, see what's going on here. So we are getting the returned as an array. Oh, but we're concat. Oh, that's because add suggestion. That's why I was like, this stuff isn't making any sense. I would expect it to be this way. It's this way. It's this way. I was doing it for add, and that makes perfect sense now. There we go. See, this is why you need to have these tests, because your business logic is flawless, George. My logic is terrible.
No, but I mean, I'm saying it would have taken like the same amount of time oftentimes to.
Right, and you're right. I put additional value in the 3 weeks from now.
Right.
This test is going to be living, and will let me keep track of stuff.
As long as the API for getting videos doesn't change.
Right. It should render videos. So now we can do equals this dot render. Oh, I think that's what I called it. And we can say console.log. And what we want to say that we'll have an li that we'll call video, and we'll expect the length to be equal to 2. All right, so now we go to our videos.
Yeah, but you probably want to change the console log to an assert.
Oh, that too. Don't sass me. The log should be asserts. With my brain, I should just record it. All right. So we go to the videos, and right here
I would actually create a component for a video here.
we can.
Yeah, I think that's kind of the point of React, right? You have that powerful componentization, and in this case, I would just use a simple component that's stateless, right? So function video. I don't think a class would. Well, I don't know if a class would work for that. I think you just want a function, a regular function.
I think it's just two different ways of doing the same thing, right?
No. I'm talking about the simple components then. So first of all, it should probably be above your at, right? Because your at.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, this is how I would do it with Refactor. Because I'd say render videos.
Yeah, but if you make a component of it, then you get a lot more kind of power over it, and you don't have to do this weird half OO thing. So I think the way you do it is function video, or const video equals arrow. Although I'm not super, I don't remember exactly how it works.
So you have two different ways of doing the class, and then you have the function where you're creating it by using call create component.
Yes, that's not what I'm talking about though.
Okay.
I'm saying you just create a function that contains only the only the render method. So if you look at React simple components.
And what return?
Yeah, just return exactly that. Yeah, and then you'll want to.
It's just I think 6.1 way have that's another in terms of.
Right. And you need to tag it as video, right? And then I think props gets passed in as the first parameter, if I remember correctly. Yeah, stateless functions is what they're called. Yeah, it's just a function, and props is the first parameter.
Okay.
And so actually just deconstruct props. Or do props colon video? No, well, all right, you could do that there. I'm saying just do it directly in your parameter list.
Okay. Okay, how to do it in the parameter list? You just do.
So put it in braces. Well, it depends on what you're going to pass. Are you going to pass in an object with a video property, or are you just going to pass in the video directly? Which I think it makes sense. Yeah.
Video is equal to this dot props. Pass in.
Wait, what? So. Yeah. Oh, I see what you're doing. Yeah.
Okay, so.
This dot map, right? Right. No. Wait. What is this dot map? Just videos dot map.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Videos dot map, and then you take a video and you call your video function and pass. Yeah, I guess you could do that. That'll work, I believe. And then.
See, I would just.
Actually, I think you still need you need JSX for it. So it won't be that. It won't be that simple. So you still need in your map. You still need an arrow function that returns a JSX element.
What's what I'm returning here, right?
I mean, that will work, but that's different. Again, different from what I'm talking about.
Okay.
That's different from what stateless functions do. That's just a regular function.
Yeah.
But that is different from stateless functions.
Okay, so tell me what the type.
So I believe your video. No, you're going to keep your videos.map. Just it's going to be videos.map arrow a v arrow, and then JSX of video. Yeah, and then what are you going to pass it? Yeah, video. Yeah, sure, that. Right, something like that.
Okay, and then this would be
video. Yeah. Nope, you don't even need the equals props because it's props by default. So just braces video works. Yeah. Yeah. And you can even pluck out title directly. Video : title. Video : mustache title. Yeah. There you go. And now that can be an arrow function too. And you can get rid of the return keyword in 2 lines of syntax. of ceremony.
So
Get rid of your return keyword. Get rid of your yeah. There you go. You don't need this. You don't need the parens either. I don't think you need the parens with JSX. Try it. Yeah, there you go.
When I close the
don't know.
HTML tag, I'm like, I need
I'm
a
not
semicolon.
sure. If you have that semicolon, that might be part of the HTML. Because JSX is stupid and weird.
Well, let's take a look. Let's see what it looks like.
Yeah. We are at the hour limit, by the way, so I think we should.
We'll be here all day.
You want
Entertaining you with
.html on that.
the function. No, there's no semicolon.
All right then.
Because why would you expect it?
Because freaking JSX.
Exactly. So it's clear based on what we showed that it is easy to test stuff and it's pretty cool. You saw we generated this thing pretty easy, and we have different versions of how we want to write tests and stuff. But I mean, there is value in being able to test an API call returns the data, and you're setting stuff up. We see that George is on a crusade against unnecessary lines of code every day. And so when you think, hey, I need to put a little space inside here, just let the little George and you say, okay, we can do it all in one line. And it's clear that JavaScript's biggest problem right now is that it wants to not be JavaScript. And it keeps on changing.
Yeah. Classes. What is even up with that?
I know. And look at all these shorthand things half the time where I'm like, I can't even read it. What is it doing again? Then moving forward there. And that's why we should write everything in COBOL. The end.
All right. Well, we'll talk to everyone next week.
Yeah, it was good. It was fun. We'll keep on going with this.
Do some more presentations soon.
Yeah. Later.
Bye.